start again. It's a rich thing.
Hello, 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 my love bugs. Once again, it is your girl Lumi Love here with another message from the divine. As I always say, today if you're hearing my voice, I ask that you harden not your heart, for I'm just a messenger and we are all here to witness and learn. Thank you guys for your likes, subscribes, shares, views, and memberships. Everything is greatly appreciated, my loves. Let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all should know by now with that intro what we about to do, what we about to talk about, all right? I got your pictures, I got your images, I got all that stuff coming for you. And I did pick up on someone asking for me to, like, put some sort of emoji or something in the title so that you know right away that it's a conspiracy reading. Honey, you could listen to the rest of them, but I'm not I'm not gonna force you. I'm not gonna coerce you to do nothing you don't want to do. But you should check those out too. But also I am going to try to find some sort of emoji to use right at the beginning of the title so that you guys know it's a conspiracy reading. If you like those readings talking about corrupt organizations, aliens, all kind of things. Okay, so we about to get into it today and we're going to elaborate on what we talked about last time. Okay, and we were discussing about the super soldiers they had on Mars that's fighting, competing, against each other to be, parts of the military and all that stuff. And we talked more about Hawaii and the volcanoes and the portals to Mars. And then we also talked about the importance of your DNA. Okay, why it's so important in these readings when you hear that these people want your blood, they searching for this type of blood, they searching for that type of DNA. Okay, if you haven't already went back and listened to some of the older readings after you listen to this one, if you're new, what it is, what it do, boo, go ahead and go back to listen to the rest of them as well. Okay, I'm also here and I'm supposed to say if someone referred you here, what's up, welcome, whether you're here for good or bad, love, sit down and enjoy yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it now. The last time, like I said, we talked about Mars and we talked about what they were doing on Mars. We talked about a population of people they already had on Mars. We talked about the beast that they want to release over here, and we also talked about in the bunkers and stuff where the people stay, and also where they had these beasts and different cryptozoology creatures and all that stuff like that. So this is just gonna elaborate on those things and keep talking about what's going on. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it now. The first word I heard was agriculture, and then fertile land. Okay, now we've been talking a lot about Mars and how the Mr. Man plans on sending plants and animals there to colonize and populate the planet. Okay, this is nothing new. This is the exact same thing when these parasites travel from whatever last planet they were on to this planet here. What I'm hearing is it's kind of like a reversal. This is where that time travel thing comes in the year of Jubilee, and how they travel and how they keep trying to harness earth angel energy in order to power up this, like a bell tower kind of situation. The bell tower wasn't nothing but a spaceship, okay, but power up their ship so that they can travel back in time. All right, it's just like that ship that's on Futurama when professor told them that the ship doesn't move through space. Everything moves around the ship. Okay, and that's basically time travel. But you're not supposed to alter things, and these people like to alter things. I'm hearing now things are being altered, but in the good way. Okay, so it's kind of a reversal. It's kind of like, since it's been a big emphasis on Mars and Earth. Okay, let's just say Mars used to be like Earth. Okay, Mars is a world. They say worlds are planets. Okay, so Mars used to be like Earth, and they kind of sucked all the energy out of Mars. Okay, and then they traveled to Earth because Earth was fertile, and now they're using up all the energy in Earth, or they're not getting their way with Earth. Let's be honest about it. They're not getting their way with their sacrifices and things. They're not going to be able to continue to reign over us like they have been, because people are now paying attention, watching, and they're going to have to move to another world. So they want to kind of backtrack. They want to bring time back to when they first traveled to Mars, is what I'm hearing, or when Mars was more fertile. They want to bring Mars back to that sort of time, so they have to figure out how to use this earth angel energy in order to do so. Okay, so we're gonna get into that, how they plan on making Mars fertile, and how Mr. Man plan on keep sending these rockets back and forth to start this agriculture. All right, it's a part of history Nothing is new under the sun. His story. Okay, so this is someone else's story playing out again. All right, you know, I talked about how the big data demon had a lot to do with this, and how the fallen angels had a lot to play in the different illusions. And we always talked about, you know, this big data demon working with the vaccine patent man. And also, you know, using Mr. Tesla man as a face for the whole pushing of this institution, when he's just, you know, the cameraman, the lights camera action man. He's just the one that they put to the forefront, but there's a bigger plan in the background. Okay, and this plan is to basically further their story, their history, further their plan to make humanity a multi-planetary species. Okay, and they have done this before. They did this back in the day. All right, now Mr. Tesla man had plans probably back in 2011, where he said that he was going to put the first man on Mars. Okay, and then in 2022, 10 years later, he was like, we got to push the plans back a little bit. Okay, so this whole revelation, this whole bringing light back to the earth, the Christ-like energy being born, y'all using y'all common damn sense, that type of energy right there, using you know, the mind that you have in order to move on your own, not really under a supreme reign, is what I'm hearing. Like, everybody is a bunch of free spirits out here, and people are starting to free themselves from restraints and stuff. So, you know, that right there is going to make them a little nervous and let them know, okay, well, this is the time when they're awakening, kind of like the Tower of Babel, and we got to knock this motherfucker down again. Okay, so that's just what they're trying to do. Now, he had to push his plans back because the awakening was happening. And then I heard what is it, he's sending rockets up that would, but then I heard the word should, okay, pass, you know, this agriculture from one planet to the next. All right, and he also feels like he needs 1 billion people that could be able to inhabit and colonize a piece of Mars. All right, because, you know, Mars is too big, and Mars already has another subspecies of people there, so he just wants a corner of it to make it look good. All right, and he wants 1 billion people to go with him so that they can populate and colonize Mars. Now, as I just stated, there's already people there. Okay, they left this subspecies of people over here years, thousands and thousands of years ago. Okay, when they said the Mayans, that group of Mayans first disappeared, that's when the subspecies popped up on Mars. They have been keeping these people like slaves, is what I heard. All right, and they're used to basically be there to interbreed with these people that are going to come from Earth to Mars. Okay, basically they want to colonize the land once again, and they want to take the people and breed the people in order to repopulate and survive in that land, on that terrain, and on that plane. Because every time these beings travel from one land to another land, they bring their diseases, they bring things with them from their land, and the people of a different land have to adjust to it. When you fly, you got to get immunity shots sometimes. When you go certain places, you know what I'm saying, you got to get your shit together while you over there, because you want to survive. All right, you don't want to be like, oh yes, let me go visit the Amazon, then you get bit by a mosquito and now you gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta take certain stationary precautions and things. So this is what these people plan on doing. These 1,000 people, or of the, well, not 1,000, these 1 mil. Oh, okay, it's only 1,000. I guess he wants, how many did I say he wanted? Yeah, 1 million. All right, and I heard 1,000, so maybe that's only the amount of people possibly that have been able to buy some land on Mars, because I heard they got some land being sold on Mars on Craigslist or something like that, which is pretty crazy to me. But they got to get it how they got to get it, because y'all been buying stars for years. All right, over there playing for somebody's spaceship to slide across the sky, somebody's satellite to slide across the sky and spy on you because somebody told you bought a star. Boy, y'all got to let that shit go. Anywho, oh, and I'm sorry for the people who thought that was a very cute gift for your partner or for somebody in your family, and it was very personal to you. I am not picking at you, baby, because you really had good intentions behind that. But that's just like when I'm hearing feed the children theme song. That's just like when you try to feed them children still hungry. Okay, you funding something completely different. You got to know where your money going. You just giving it to them. But anyways, he want to take all them people over there so that they could, you know, breed with this isolated race of people, all in the good name of survival. Okay, y'all know how that go. So that's just like what they did back in the day with colonizing new lands and colonizing America and all that stuff like that. All right, now they're using taxonomy to boost immunity in order to allow them to survive in these extreme temperatures, whether it's real cold in winter, whether it's real hot in summer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people are going to be sick, just like the pilgrims came over, and they're not going to be able to survive. A lot of people are going to die off. A lot of people around them are going to die off. Okay, these are what I'm hearing, casualties. So they already know that people's immune systems are going to freak out. Some of them, some of these other people, that's why they're being, some of the earth people, that's why the ones that bought land or on Mars or whatever, that plan on traveling, that's why they're eating nothing but vegetables now, switching over to a vegan diet, because they're trying to boost up their immunity to try to be able to help their survival on Mars, on that different planet. Okay, they also use this taxonomy in order to help with the evolution of the biological genomes, is what I heard. All right, so basically like a superhuman species. A lot of synchronicities came around me about Apollo. Okay, so I went ahead and looked into Apollo, and the first thing that came up that really resonated with me at the time was the story of Apollo and Daphne. Okay, so we all dealing with karmics, we all dealing with people who just don't want to let go, people who keep trying to buy us or keep trying to tempt us, ancient spirits chasing your ass, spirits like Pan or whatever. We talk about it all the time, chasing your ass for a breeding program. And we all know Daphne was a nymph, and Apollo wanted a piece of her cootie mama, and she wasn't trying to give it, and he tried everything. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this story, and this is, you know, kind of what I got through the channeling and also what I got through research. Okay, now I'm gonna shorten it up because the story can get a little long, and I do kind of get into it a little bit, but I'm gonna try to shorten it up and stick to my notes. So it is considered a story of lust and rejection mixed with a typical betrayal. Okay, now some truth needs to be told about it, and I'm gonna tell the truth. Long story short, Apollo is an extraterrestrial born of the Olympian bloodline. Okay, and he was very lustful after this nymph. Okay, they already called him nymph. They could have been energies that were already, I'm hearing like fairy-like energies that were already inhabiting this earth, angelic-like energies that were already inhabiting this earth, these nymphs. And that's pretty much who they took advantage of. That's who they put in these breeding programs. That's why you have that special extraterrestrial angelic energy about you. Okay, you have that nymph in you, but then they want to call you nymph and call you a nympho just to try to say that you're fuckable. I'm sorry to put it like that, but that's what they say. Okay, they don't use polite words when they talk about you. So when I channel this stuff, sometimes I don't hear polite words, my love, but they really look at you like you are a piece of cootie mama, and that's it. Okay, you have that, you harness basically that time traveling energy within your womb, and the best way for them to get it is using their phallus, so they'll come and take it. Okay, that's why with war and all that, that's the first thing they want to take, the first thing they want to sell. We are more valuable than any mineral, okay, any material, any mineral on this earth. That's why in the background, why they distract you with all this other, I'm hearing terrorism and all these other shows of chauvinism and all kind of crazy crap on the TV and on the news. Still underground, there are children being sold, there are women being assaulted, there are people being chopped up. Okay, people's organs being stolen. What is a funeral home doing with a whole bunch of bodies? Why was there so many people doing fraud with these funeral homes? Think about it. Harvesting organs, harvesting energy, okay, doing wild stuff. Everything was set up for them to take life from you, to trick y'all, take your life from you, chop you up, sell your body parts, and do what they will with them. Okay, I'm hearing somebody could possibly be a Satanist that listens to Aleister Crowley, that goes off of Aleister Crowley, and he wants to do as he will. I guess him and his whole entire cult do as they will. And I'm hearing it has something to do once again with this KKK and the reason why it's so important to sell Native Americans. And you know, that's personal on my part, so that's why I said check in your history so you can know personally why, you know, what's the leverage, what's so important about your bloodline that they want from you. But I'm gonna stick to my notes because you know I was off of them. But anyway, so oh yeah, we talking about Apollo. Now, the truth got to come out. Yes, he was an Olympian bloodline, and he was very lustful, just like the rest of them tyrants, Zeus and Poseidon and all them we already talked about, all right? And he wanted some cootie mama from Daphne, and she was like, nah, I ain't giving him no cootie mama. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's nothing you can give me. And he was like, what you talking about? I can sing. I can play instruments. You know what I'm saying? I got women lusting after me because of that. You don't like nobody who sing? You don't like nobody who gonna come and tell you some lies and make it sound all good? I got some money. You know what I'm saying? saying? I got females all on me, so that must mean my D good. You know, he was really like in his ego, really trying to figure out what it was. So he kept coming to her with certain things and certain offers. That's why I said she was running from him, because she duck and dodge him when she seen him coming. Like, here he come. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? Hiding and actually having to, you know, go into, I want to say, just like y'all having to go into hermit mode when you trying to get away from your karmic and break away and break the tie. You know what I'm saying? But he felt like, okay, boom, well, since that didn't work, I'm going to use the gift of gab, you know, basically Lauryn Hill style, killing you softly with his song and his words, you know. That's basically what these karmics try to do, you know, before you really see the monster. And then when you tell them no. And that fiend, you know, kept saying, no, I'm good. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't want no scrub. And he was like, you know what? Now I'm finna show you how I'm a good hunter. Now I'm finna show you. I'm finna chase you. He was very lustful, okay? That karmic, lustful energy, hunting her down, just like they try to hunt y'all down, okay? He stalked and harassed her, and he pursued her, and he went to Cupid, Eros, however you want to look at it. He went to Cupid, and he was like, listen, you need to hook me up with a good old love spell. I'm finna go ahead and try you. Like, basically, okay, the arrows are love spells. All right, the arrows cause effects like love spells. And he went to Cupid, or Eros, however you want to look at it, and he did it very egotistical to try to manipulate Eros into doing it by being like, oh, you know, I can shoot this better than you, I can shoot that better than you, trying to trick him into shooting an arrow into hitting that fiend. You know what I'm saying? And Eros, Cupid, felt played like, okay, bro, oh, okay, my boy, now you trying me. Like, I'm just not, okay, let me show you something. I'm gonna make sure you gonna love her. I'm gonna make sure you focus on nothing but her, and I'm gonna make sure she run away and talk to everybody and everything but you, trying to break his spirit. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of put, you know, within his anger, he kind of put that fiend in the way of harm. Now that fiend, you know, after she's running from this man, like she don't want to be with him, now he extremely obsessed with her, you know what I'm saying? And she is just repulsed by him. That's basically the negative effects of a love spell. You know, they try to make you love them, they this, they that, and then they turn out weirdly obsessed with you, trying to take your life from you, trying to hurt you, when you just out here like no means no, and I said no. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the backfire of a love spell that happened because of his intent of trying to get that fiend. All right, so now she got sick of the shit. She went to her daddy, who she was supposed to be able to trust, right, and tried to get him to help her. All right, now he turned her into a tree, and that's how, you know, somehow miraculously, that's how she was saved. Once again with the BS, just like with Medusa, when they tried to say that Athena changed her into a gorgon to help her so that she could stick up for women. No, the fuck, Athena was jealous of her. Athena lusted after her, and she didn't want to be with Athena, so Athena thought, well, I'm gonna fuck your face up, and that way nobody want to talk to you, bitch, now. Okay, so that's we talked about that too. If y'all want to go back and listen to that story, yeah, he turned her into a tree. Now you know that what that means. He rooted her. He rooted her. Okay, Apollo came and gave him a proposition, probably of money, of fame, or whatever. And without him talking to her, he went and decided he was gonna sell her. Okay, the river god. So he thought that he was gonna sell his daughter, and so in order to keep her from running, he had to root her. He had to trap her. He had to turn her into a fucking tree. Now, mind you, this lustful entity, listen, and then this trigger warning, okay? Y'all know, just like I know, there are men out here that will hurt women and then only sleep with them after they're deceased. Okay? And this is the type of energy where they just lust after anything. They'll sleep with a man, they'll sleep with a woman, they'll sleep with an animal, they'll sleep with a child, I'm sorry, and they'll sleep with fucking trees. Okay? She was still human in some form before she fully turned into a tree. That's what I was told. He actually sat there and still fucked the tree, because she had sap in her nectar. It wasn't like a regular tree. She was still, I heard, this is disgusting, and I'm just not hearing this, but I'm hearing soft on the inside. Okay, she just was rooted. She couldn't move. She was trapped. I heard that she was trapped, and her nectar was used as an energy source, and her leaves were worn in mockery, or, well, in mockery if you know the real story, or as a reward or triumph, and a trophy. And y'all know how when you have certain male energies that do things to women and collect their underwears afterwards, or, you know, collect little trophy pieces, like serial killers collecting little trophy pieces. So that was basically showing his reward, his triumph, and how him and Peneus worked together to capture his daughter, and that's how they planned it on capturing that earth angel energy, by getting y'all rooted, getting you trapped, having your father sell y'all and your energy, basically in order to further their plans and in order to do what it is that they want to do. Now That's a big part of their agriculture plans on Mars. Okay, they want to use sacrifices of earth angels to jumpstart the fertilization of the soil on Mars. All right, I heard transformational impact, like a sacrifice for vegetation. So they were practicing some ancient practice of sacrifice in order to get crops to grow. But also, I have been speaking on they're living underground on Mars right now, so they probably have been using this or is going to use this sacrifice in order to start the agriculture. So that's why they so, hard on getting y'all gang stalked and hard on kidnapping y'all and hurting y'all, because they need these sacrifices in order to jumpstart the fertilization of that world, okay, Mars. So they need that energy in order for time travel, so that they can send Mars back into the time that it was fertile. You feel me? And they use earth angels in these breeding programs and these sacrifices and human trafficking and all that stuff I talk about. I always talk about how you harnessed, or women harness, that earth angel energy within their womb, okay? And that is what these people need in order to time travel, to send time back to when they were reigned, to where they were running everything, okay? And I'm hearing if they ruin Mars, so now they're trying to fix it so they can go back there and then let y'all heal and everything, and then plot on y'all and then come back to Earth. That is what I heard just now. Okay, they plan on resetting Mars back to when they had before they fucked it up, when it was fertile, and they used it just like another world, just like they planned on using Earth, but they see they plan for Earth not working, so they want to go back to Mars. So they want to go ahead and get Mars back fertile, set the world back a little bit, let the Earth heal, and then come back over here and try it again. Okay, they still want to watch. They can't help but watch. All right, but they're getting banished from this Earth, so they trying to start that. Now they need to be able to push I said push them over into the volcano, and that's the ideal thing, because those sacrifices of women and virgins and earth angel energy, pure energy that was pushed over into the volcanoes, it was sent through a portal to get to Mars, and that's how they kept their energy sources going. That's how they possibly keep this underground city going with lights and stuff. And wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and I'm hearing these people hungry because they got less food. So maybe they was shit. Maybe in the grocery stores they telling you they coming up with this fake meat, because the meat that they was eating over there in them underground cities could have been y'all. They want to get these sacrifices, transmute this energy or send this energy to Mars in order to get things to grow on Mars, pretty much planting, rooting that energy so things can grow from it. Okay, so it's kind of like if you picture some soil, right, and the little blue balls that's inside the soil, like let's miracle grow, you consider that time traveling energy as the little blue balls. They really put the life inside of the soil in order for things to grow. And that's how they plan on starting this transformational impact, by regenerating the dead planet, is what I heard, but they call it the red planet, okay, because they want to bring it back to life. Now the Earth satellite moon will transport these beings, divine beings, for continuous breeding and sacrifices, just like they've done in the times of the descendants of the devils from heaven, or the watchers. Okay, that's what I heard. So basically, the moon that we see on Earth, this moon was sent up, and it's a satellite. It's a base for breeding. When I do the readings and I say they took you to the moon, that means yes, you were bred on the moon inside that spaceship. They got your DNA. They birthed a child. They probably raised a child in a damn incubus. They came up with your clone. I'm hearing incubus. I don't think that's the word, but I'm guessing the incubus spirits were the men, the breeders, the trackers, the baby trappers that came down here and put babies in y'all and then decided to be absentee fathers. These fraternity brothers is what I'm hearing. Yeah, anyways, we talked about the moon and how the breeding program go in the last couple readings. But they wanted to take this satellite moon, this breeding moon that they got up here, okay? And they wanted to transport these divine beings, which was y'all, back and forth for these breeding facilities between here and then the X points coming out in Mars or wherever, in order to keep harnessing this energy. They don't have enough energy to supply that other world. They don't have enough energy to supply this growing of agriculture that they thought they would have. So they, take money from y'all in different ways in order to fund these things. And also they get in, that's why they selling that land on Craigslist and shit, so that they can get the money, so that they can get the supplies that they need in order to kickstart this situation, because they was already supposed to have this shit together. Mars was already supposed to be showing signs of water. They've been talking about it was frozen. All right, they're trying to unfreeze this plane. It's been a long winter is what I heard. That's crazy. All right, let me get back to my notes. So we know the Tesla man isn't the real master manipulator of the whole thing, okay? There's a larger entity behind him. And he's just a part of the light show, okay? Now the light show is basically the suns and moons that these people in these different countries keep sending up in the sky. The rockets being sent up by the Tesla man and all that. That should distract the masses from the big data demon's Ponzi scheme, is what I heard. This big data demon, or those that work under and worship this big data demon, are using a Ponzi scheme, okay? Now you can, like I said, picture Mars as the soil and the divine sacrifices as the little blue beads that fertilize. Now all you need is water, okay? And we already know there's supposed to be a sun up there, an Antichrist, an opposite, of the real sun. The sun that China sent up is orbiting the projected point of persecution, is what I'm hearing. So I'm guessing this perfect point, the sun is supposed to rise at a perfect point of persecution, maybe where the sacrifices are supposed to be taken. This sun that they sent up, one of the suns they already sent up, is orbiting this projected point of persecution. All right. And then I heard that's where the arrival of the Antichrist is supposed to be. All right. So the sun, the arrival, the ship, the golden disc. What I was getting from this is where the Antichrist was supposed to be born. There's some projected point of persecution, and the sun has to hit there in order for the veil to be broken and this Antichrist to be born. That's why they pushing to get this fertilization on this land going and all of that, because they already know the sun's supposed to be coming. Now that part is definite. All right, they already have some sort of being that is supposed to, or a person that is going to give birth to this Antichrist. Okay, it's still going to go down, but because y'all got to understand, Jesus wasn't able to do what he did until he was of age. All right, so this Antichrist is going to be born, and they're going to raise it in some sort of cult, and it's going to grow up, and it's going to reveal itself, okay? So don't be worried about that part. That's just a part of the story. You got to let it keep going, all right? You got to sit back and watch and wait the right time to move. And, so don't worry about it now that I'm telling you this, because some of y'all going to get a little scared about this next couple parts, but it's cool. It's good. Like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. This has already happened before, okay? All right, now we're going to get into that sun stuff in a minute, but we're going to go back to the water, all right? Because check this out. Now, I've been picking up on arachnids, or like spiders. So I was like, okay, let's just, try something. Let's try looking up spiders on Mars. And I got this, okay? Now, y'all can see it looks like a bunch of spiders. And they said them spiders are not little, honey. Them spiders are huge, but they're not actual spiders, all right? They said that around this Inca city that's on Mars that we done talked about. I'm sorry, Inca City, aka Augustus Labyrinthinus. Come on now. I ain't got to keep it. Yeah, if you ain't picking up what I'm putting down. The reason they call it Augustus Labyrinthinus, they say, is because it summons to mind Inca ruins. So that's the reason why they gave it that name. Listen, I'm going to just leave it right there and let your mind take you where it need to take you. Hopefully the Holy Spirit lead you where it need to go. Because ain't no way y'all wrote this article and needed to use the word it summons to mind. It manifests these Inca ruins. They manifested these Inca ruins on Mars, but that's just what I'm getting, all right? That's why I always get that card, the Great Reveal. They got to take their skin off. They have no choice but to tell you the truth. The truth is the light. It's more light being shined on things. You're paying attention to things. They have no choice but to tell you, because they manifested that time travel. I guess they did this back with some sort of ritual, and that's how they ended up on Mars underground. But anyways, okay, they have these spider-looking images that are caused by carbon dioxide gas, and it warms the planet up. And you know how I just told you they was talking about frozen water and shit on Mars, and now all of a sudden the sprinklers turned on, the geysers then turned on down there. Something's warming up. Something, I'm hearing pressure is busting in the pipes. Maybe the people going crazy down there because they ain't got no damn meat or nothing to eat on, and it might be like the purge down in that underground city, and they might be trying to work their way up. Or like I said, it could just be somebody turned on the damn waterworks, somebody turned on the sprinklers, and now they're trying to thaw out the damn planet. I really feel like they're using them seeding machines to thaw out that planet. I'm gonna tell you why, because check this out. The atmosphere is basically it's like the atmosphere with them using these sprinklers, I'm gonna call them, these spiders. It's kind of like dry ice. You know what I'm saying? It's dry ice melting down to some sort of highly acidic water, because they need water out there. All right. Now, when I was thinking about the acidic water and the dry ice and stuff, I thought about the Mariana Trench. All right, and then I heard acidic water. So I was like, okay, let me go see if the Mariana Trench got some acidic water, and of course it does. So it is the home of undersea mud volcanoes and hydrothermal vents that support unusual life forms in the highly acidic water. Okay, so basically, it's volcanoes under that water that puts a lot of acid in that water, and they got some weird looking ass animals or different type of animals that survive. You know what I'm saying, down there. Now they have some of these fishes, like I told you, that are popping up all around the world. They just had a fish the other day that popped up in Oregon. Okay, some of these type of fishes, some of these type of creatures, and we also talked about the reason they're coming out is because these tectonic plates are shifting, and we know the Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean where the Atlantic tectonic plates are separating. Okay, so it's a lot of movement going on, earthquakes, a lot of ancient doomsday creatures coming about. Okay, and it's a lot of biblical events that they all are, trying to come across, or the things that are happening because the earth is regenerating itself. Okay, yes, the earth is heating up, it's regenerating itself, but these people got to get they got to go. So they're trying to, like I said, reverse with the earth angel power. Now I'm hearing things end up floating between the trench and the triangle. So I kind of looked up where the Bermuda Triangle was and where the Mariana Trench was, and I heard something about X points, travel points. So that's how these fishes are washing up there. They probably are coming through a portal, and that portal is in between the Mariana Trench and this Bermuda Triangle. It's possibly why people, things go haywire in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. That's how these little funny fishes and all these doomsday creatures and all that stuff start coming back up. Mars has highly acidic water, and these spider-looking sprouts of hot acid water are like sprinklers that are, kind of called like rainmakers that are, going to thaw out Mars, thaw out the outer part of Mars. Now they may be using the seeding drone technology on Mars to make this rain. That's what I feel like, to make these sprouts. All right, because they couldn't use the rain stick that we talked about, the rain stick of the Pueblos that they tried to steal. See, they couldn't use that stick because remember I did that reading. I was like, these things are activating on their own, and they're demanding their owners. All right, they're demanding their blood owners. They want to go back to their people, because see, you have to understand, these Native Americans, these earth angels, these indigenous people, they had communication with these extraterrestrials, and these extraterrestrials, because not all of them was full of shit and watchers, most of these extraterrestrials came to actually help Earth survive. Okay, I know y'all been hearing about that. We got some aliens here that were trying to help us survive, because either they planet got fucked up behind these people, or they knew what these people or these other aliens were planning on doing. I'm hearing the destroyer. They fly through the planetary realms. They fly through these black holes. They fly through space, and they fuck stuff up. Okay, the destroyer. I just keep hearing it with some like music behind it. It's crazy. I don't know, man. You can see, remember I told y'all keep your eyes on Texas. Texas has been getting towed up, and that's because that rain stick has activated. Okay, the Pueblos have to get their hands back on that energy, because it's upset that was given to these people by an extraterrestrial. And when this extraterrestrial came back, or these fleets of extraterrestrials came back to help their people survive, and that's why these people getting scared, because of the ship headed home. Like, these aliens come back here where they landed last time, and their people is not thriving. They've been killed, they've been wiped out. Oh, it's hell to pay. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of hell going on with all them tornadoes and everything going on in Texas right now. I told y'all about that. That's not the only place that has tornadoes going on, but that's the place that I was told to focus. All right. Now it's causing, I heard, cataclysmic storms that will destroy the fragile landscape on Mars. So basically they're afraid, because they tried to use these rain sticks over here on Earth, and they were using it, but it's not working. Like, them trying to activate them now is too strong for them to be able to use it on Mars, because the landscape is fragile right now. So they're not able to use the ancient things that they stole, that they've been keeping, away from their people. They're going to discard these things, I'm hearing, as useless trash, because it's no longer working for them. So that's possibly how y'all gonna get y'all sacred items and things that are valuable to your culture back. So that's why they're using their own seeding technology, because they feel like that's better. All right, all of these mishaps are kind of like stopping their plans for human progression on a new world. All right, so they're upset. They trying to scramble and get the scene set before the arrival of the sun. Like I just said, all right, it has to be perfectly aligned for him to break through the barrier. All right, so when I thought about breaking through the barrier, what came to mind was the seven-headed dragon in revelations that was standing at the foot of the virgin, ready for her to devour the son when she gave birth. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of went back to that, and I'm like, okay, the virgin was the earth angel. The seven-headed beast was this one beast, this whole military thing from the different countries, the 7 different countries, their militaries, was a part of this seven-headed dragon, and this dragon was standing at the foot of the virgin, these earth angels, to stop them from giving birth. Okay, we saw that in the Bible when Herod had all the military people come in and kill all the male children. They're trying to get rid of male children with this drug that they're putting in the meat to make these people think they gay. I'm sorry, do your thing, love who you want to love on, hunk on who you want to hunk on, but it's the truth. They have certain hallucinogens, and they have certain things that they put inside of this food that makes your children believe that they are, that makes you believe that you are, and all that kind of stuff. It messes with your mental. It's an illusion, but they want to stop the birth of all these children. So they, already tried small with the breeding and breaking up black homes. Now they're going to try it with the rest of the world. Everybody turned their back on them when they was trying to do it to the black community. Now they doing it with the rest of the fucking world, okay? So they want y'all to stop having these kids. That's the part of the whole military thing. They're going to get to a point to where they say they want to take your sons to war and have them be killed off. That didn't already happen. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get rid of this masculine energy because they don't want the earth angels, the feminine, to give birth, okay, to this Christ. Now, if they're able to stop Christ and be able to remove this veil, they'll be able to birth a new son, is what I heard. And it says, not the one of old. Birth a new son, but not the one of old. And then I heard, hot damn, it's a new day. Hot damn. All I want is money, okay? They want to make a new day. They want to create a new world, and they need to get rid of Christ, the son, in order to bring their Antichrist son about. And that was talking about that son that had to do, with the stuff we was talking about on Mars, right? Now, I also talked about in the past reading the Exuma song, okay? The Obia Man, the Exuma Obia Man song. Now, the part of the lyrics that stuck out to me was, I came down on a lightning bolt, which was the comet, all right? And they did just have a comet hit over, what was that comet at? I'm going to have to find it and post it right here, but they did just have a comet hit somewhere. They did. But anyway, it said, I came down on a lightning bolt, a comet. 9 months in my mama's belly. When I was born, the midwife screamed and shouted. I had fire and brimstone coming out of my mouth. Exuma was my name when I lived in the stars. Exuma was a planet that once lit up Mars. Goddamn the sun. I'm not lying to y'all. This is what I be getting now. Now, I looked up some more about Exuma. I said, well, what on this earth is named Exuma? All right. And it is in the Bahamas. It's a bunch of islands in the Bahamas. Okay. How many is it called? The Exuma Cays. And it's 365 islands, okay? And then if you look at it, it looks like a lightning bolt, okay? The islands are set up kind of like a lightning bolt. Now, I did keep hearing something about Barbados, all right? I don't know exactly what, I'm going to get into it, but I did hear something about Barbados, and Barbados is not that close to Exuma Cays, but it is close to the bottom of that lightning bolt, okay? But I am hearing things about, I'm hearing it could possibly be somebody from Barbados that would, I'm just not hearing there's somebody from Barbados that possibly will get a hold to this child and take care of this child, like some plague doctor or some shit, like a mortician or something, a taxidermist possibly. I don't know. Someone's gonna get a hold to this child because this woman's not gonna make it. I'm hearing Mother Lilith. She might have red hair. Some of them red hair cults I was telling y'all about could have possibly had a woman that was doing Satan. Oh, y'all remember when I said something about the redhead giant lady? Oh, I gotta post it if I can find the reading. I'm gonna post it right here. But I said something about the redhead giant lady, or the redhead lady from those giants, the Cannon blood, the bloodline of Cannon, and I said that she was a scientist, a surgeon general in the military or some shit, and she felt like she was in a cult that they felt like they could sleep with Satan. She might have been the one that slept with Satan, that's hating on you, mad because she couldn't give you up as a sacrifice, slept with Satan. I'm hearing it's a fleet of women. It's more than one that got pregnant because they had to make sure that they could pass this Antichrist through. Maybe they need more than one feminine energy to pass this through because they feel like the body has to be big enough to be able to pass this energy. I don't know. They feel like in order to get Satan to escape, they have to rebirth him. He has to be born again. So they're trying to do some sort of regeneration death ritual anyways. And I guess that's how he's going to be born on lightning, a comet come down from another planet. But they got some woman or something giving birth to this, and she's not gonna make it. So I'm guessing it's 4 people that may have to birth this child. or like birth the energy enough. I don't know, y'all. It's like they have to, I don't want to say human centipede or nothing, but these women have to be together. So they want to reincarnate this Lilith energy in order to birth this demon, because they did say Lilith was the mother of demons. That just means she was captured and she could be the only one to hold the seed of Satan. So that's why they be on y'all ass, because they feel like you have that Lilith energy and you can only hold the seed of Satan. These karmic energies couldn't hold this because you can hold Christ, so you can hold Satan. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, y'all got some Mother Mary energy about y'all. They're trying to get that energy in order to birth this beast, I hear. So they possibly need 4 of you on the 4 different corners of the earth. When the sun pinpoints this point of persecution, this is crazy, but this is what I'm hearing. All right, which leads me back to what they call it, the golden disc, and this point of persecution. All right, so I was like, okay, we need to try to figure out where this point of persecution was. And now I thought about the golden disc. All right, and y'all remember when I kept repeating about Umun-Ra and how he was who the Masons worshipped, and how he was said when he was on this earth to barely have walked among the people, and all he did was sit on his flying golden disc and give orders from the sky, a rumbling voice like thunder, okay, during that certain time in history, which is his story. And you know, you can either say history was changed or made depending on what side you on. But he told the people that you know, like, why should y'all worship someone you can't even see when I'm right here in front of you and I can give you everything you want? You know, real Antichrist type shit, right? So like I say, he is who the Masons like to give their sacrifices to. All right. And I have spoke on Masonic sacrifices through our readings for y'all, and also because I personally was a Masonic sacrifice for these people, in these men and women in relation to me, because I'm not gonna call them family because they are not that, but they're in relation to me. They have tried to you know, put me up as a Masonic sacrifice. And I've spoken about how I've been hunted by an entity. I've also done readings about how you guys have been hunted by entities. What's the card I pulled? Reincarnated tyrant. All right. Well, Umun-Ra, Mr. Amen himself. Remember, I told y'all stop saying amen at the end of them prayers unless that's who y'all pray to, because he paying attention to what you say. And they always say keep your blessing to yourself and don't let the devil hear you. Well, shit, you call his name at the end of your prayers all the time. I told y'all say something else. Hallelujah. Thank you, Holy Spirits. Whatever. But don't be throwing that amen up in there, because you calling Amen ass. All right. But anyways, Mr. Amen himself. All right. He is heavily worshipped by these Masons. And the entity Amun-Ra is a personification of Satan, Zeus, Semajah. You know, we talked about that, all right? Which brings me down to this DC lodge I pull on most of the time, okay? This Masonic lodge in DC. And I know I did a reading one time and I said I think they were doing rituals under the lodge. Well, child, I went into looking up certain things about the you know, like the structures in DC and all of that. So I started thinking about, okay, the construction of DC and what's so important about, you know, how they built certain things there, because your founding fathers out here, the ones with the wigs and makeups and shit on, they were Masons, okay? You even had Hitler going to steal some of their shit because Hitler was very interested in what the Masons knew, because these were the teachings of Satan, okay? That Illuminati shit, it's all of the teachings of Satan. So if I pull in a reading that you're an Illuminati sacrifice and you think that sounds crazy, no the fuck it don't. You just have Masons in your family that want to offer your ass up for blood, okay? It's not that hard. We got to open our eyes to what's really going on. Now, I was hearing a lot about Thebes, okay? And that was around the time when Amun-Ra was ruling. It was in Thebes, okay? And I know they said some stuff about his obelisk was missing. And I personally think that's a whole nother, you know, thing that they try to hide from you guys. Just like they tried to hide the fact that pyramids are energy sources. And the reason the tombs were built on the bottom, because these pharaohs wanted to time travel with all their shit into the next realm, okay? They didn't want to let it go. They wanted to be rich forever, okay? Now, these obelisks are all over the world, and they're considered, I personally think of them as phallus, okay? Just like when you look at statues and structures and stuff from other planes, you always see a big D on it, okay? Big phallus, big D energy, okay? That masculine energy. And that's what an obelisk to me looks like, okay? Okay, now this obelisk in DC is very, very important, and we're about to get into why that is. But just in general, obelisks are conductors of energy, okay? And I heard beacons of time travel, okay? So these obelisks are beacons of time travel. They hold energy, you know, basically like energy transmuters, okay? Now, the history behind the obelisk in Washington is, you know, it holds very, very dark energy. All right, back before, they call it the Washington Monument, okay? So back before this monument was built, there were it was built on cursed ground, okay, cursed ground of the special tree, and all of this came from indigenous teachings and Native American teachings that they tried to exploit, okay. When they brought their ass over here, they seen this cursed tree. It was sitting out in the middle by itself, you know what I'm saying, it didn't have any leaves or any vegetation or anything on it. It was just a naked tree. But you know, a lot of wars happened around this, and they said when people had wounds, they would bleed excessively closer they were to this tree. Like they would just bleed out if no one would remove them from around the tree so that they could heal. No wounds could heal. It was like an ever-flowing flood of blood, is what I'm hearing. And so that's what made the land cursed. All right, now this special tree is affiliated with the horned serpent, aka the man beneath America, aka the damned founding father. And if y'all don't know who that is, I mean, come on now, that's Satan itself. Like I said, that is one of these tyrants that they're trying to reincarnate, and it's the horned serpent, and it's directly tied to this special tree. All right. And this damn founding father, I'm just tell you, I heard that it was someone possibly born February 22nd. They are the reasoning behind this Alice in Wonderland syndrome, and I pulled cards on that, especially in the last reading as well. Toward the end, when I pulled cards, I pulled Alice in Wonderland syndrome, so I was wondering where that came from. But that is kind of what this tree causes to happen. You get this syndrome where you feel like you have body dysmorphia. Sometimes your hands are big, sometimes your head is big. You see yourself this way, you see other people this way. And it's like, remember, I also did the reading about someone having idle hands, and someone wanted you to cut off your hand, or someone wanted to cut off their hand. That is the type of energy that they want to send towards you from this special tree. Some energy of the horned serpent. All right. And it could cause feelings of hostility, impulsivity, reoccurring aggression, outburst episodes, and all that. Basically, you know, people see their bodies warped. They see people looking different. I just feel like this is possession. You know how they say in most of those movies, and remember how I kept telling y'all, they said the dead gonna come back, and of course they said in the Revelations as well. But you know how I told you about those zombies, or those people that come from purgatory, or people who come back from death, they're not themselves. I'm hearing empty, holeless shells, like they're not their self at all. They see things differently. They spaz out. They have these fits. Well, because they're supposed to be trapped in that purgatory. And apparently this special tree came from an entire forest of trees called the horned serpent metastructure. Okay. And this is a transdimensional space in the forest that stretch across America, and it's considered hell. All right, so this tree is the gateway to hell. All right, it connects to this wonderland, this hell, this purgatory, whatever you want to call it. It is various realities across space and time. Okay, which basically is purgatory. People who were supposed to die and be trapped there and work off their karma are able to walk amongst humans, okay, with the energy from this special tree. You could reach this gateway to purgatory by getting close to the horned serpent, which exists on the 3D realm, like I said, and it's used as like a cloud storage. It's to be said, like a storage unit for memories and moments of the past, possibly horrible moments. All right, and over time, it accumulated inhabitants, meaning these zombies, these people who cannot break away, these soulless beings, or these people who gave their souls up to this entity. These zombies who came from purgatory, or these lost souls and ghouls, they are able to wander around the world. All right, and we got a lot of people just wandering around here, like I told y'all, killing themselves, killing each other's, jumping off trains, jumping off buildings. Like it's crazy. I've seen all kind of stuff, especially in Los Angeles. It is crazy, but it's crazy all over the world. But I'm hearing harbingers of death. Okay, this tree could accumulate harbingers of death, and it's a lot of things going on with the wars and rituals that were done around this tree that provided it with a steady flow of sustenance, meaning you know, prisoners of war were given over to this horned serpent, and earth angel feminines are considered prisoners of war because they gang stalk you like y'all in fucking war. Like they literally are waging a war on you here, and you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Well, some of y'all not paying attention because some of y'all here, some of y'all hip to it. But they are most definitely using you guys to try to provide a steady flow of sustenance, not only for this obelisk, not only for this special tree, okay, because this Washington Monument is built around this special tree. All right, that's the whole point of the power source of that obelisk is built around there. So basically, the horned serpent tree itself is the horn of the serpent, and people are trying to unearth this, because all of a sudden one day the tree disappeared. But they have pieces of this tree inside of different monuments, inside of different burial grounds, underground is what I'm hearing. Possibly some cemetery, so they can raise the dead, or they can keep the dead circulating back and forth. Just real zombie energy. And they doing all of this from these pieces of wood that hold this energy from the forest of purgatory. Okay, and they built this Washington monument around this tree, around a piece of this tree. Okay, we all know who funded it, the same ones who funded the wars and everything else. All right, they funded this to be built around, and they act like the tree disappeared and no one knew where it went, but it's inside of the fucking Washington monument. All right, now just because the monument covers the tree doesn't mean the power is not still there within the tree. It just needs to be activated. All right, I'm hearing something like a pulse, a pulsating sound. So the power is pulsating under there. They just need to connect something to it to conduct this power, is what I'm hearing. To me, this sounds like a point of where they're going to try to break the veil. All right, they have different veils to break. Like I said, they might need 4 people as a sacrifice on the 4 corners of the earth. So there are obelisks, like I said, in other places on this earth, and they could be trying to pinpoint the moment where the sun, this golden disc, is in the middle of all these obelisks, some sort of ley line, so that Amun-Ra, Semaja, Satan, Zeus, or whatever will be born. Okay, this Antichrist will be able to come back through, and they're gonna have a reincarnated tyrant, because I always pull that. So basically, they're trying to make this old last spirit come through a new fresh body and walk amongst y'all and get y'all to believe everything he says, just like Amun-Ra did back in the day. Okay, now I did a reading about the Grand Lodge and the sacrifice ritual, the sacrificial ritual that they were going to try to do underground for the rising of this devil, and it is under the pentagon. Okay, so basically the shape of the pentagon I was getting is like a pentagram inside of a womb. It's uncomfortable. You know, it's supposed to be like completely round like a circle, but it's not, because that star is shoved in there, and that star has to be born. It's a labor, something about labor and a horrible death, and it has horns. It's a goat head, so maybe that's why it hurts, because you know they put that goat head inside of that pentagram. But that's what I'm getting. That's why the pentagon is shaped like that, for symbolism, to show this devil inside of the womb. And the bottom part of it, that's kind of like, you know, where I pointed at it right there, is like the birth canal. All right, so that it can be birthed into this world. I'm hearing the center of that pentagon holds a fountain, and it will turn to blood because of the virgin that will be slaughtered. The beast will rise. It says the Masonic rituals are done under the fountain, and the obelisk will allow him to walk free. Annihilation. Okay, I'm getting he might be emancipated. Whoever this being is might have been or might be emancipated, or was emancipated at 16. Because he didn't want to listen to his parents. I don't think they were his actual parents, but I think he kind of got rid of them, or yeah, man, this person could have possibly unalived his parents, and he was emancipated at 16. If he didn't do this already, he will be doing this. But once the fountain in the middle of the pentagon turns red, the reflecting pool that's right in front of the obelisk will also turn red. So I'm guessing like the ritual will cause the blood to run in a fountain, right? And that fountain is like a power source, remember I said? And then that power source, in order for it to get to the reflecting pool, it has to go, or it has to use the obelisk power in order to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a conductor to that body of water, and that is the veil that will be broken, and it will walk, or this spirit will walk free amongst people. Uman-Ra will walk again, and he will bring an army with him, you know, of all the dead people and shit, and, you know, pretty much set up the stage for the apocalypse. All right, now this tree, or the monument itself, is laid on a ley line, you know, and a ley line is the energy centers of the earth. Okay, and that's how this tree remains pulsating. That's how it keeps its power. Okay, in the last reading I did, I picked up on an ectoplasmic mist that these people had, and they were creating phantasms and poltergeists and possessions using this to kind of, you know, get this army started over here. And there's a magician I heard that's doing this. There's a mage that's doing this, and I think this is like a famous magician, someone who's been practicing with these devilish entities for a while. This person likes to do stunts on TV, like climb up mountains and walk over volcanoes and do real extravagant shit like that. But those are all tests of time to see this person try to get down the geometrics, the scientific geometrics, or of the soul, so that they can help bring this power source. They can keep this power source pumping, basically. And I'm hearing something about people who do hypnosis as well. It's like these hypnotists will hypnotize you, take your energy, dump it in a bucket, bring the bucket to some big ass, I'm hearing goblet, and dump it in. I'm seeing something like liquid like souls. This is weird. Don't let no hypnotist do shit. I don't give a fuck. Don't let no hypnotist get in your brain. Okay, if you're trying to protect yourself, then why are you allowing others in your brain? I don't care if it's a part of therapy and you're trying to pull up repressed memories, negative. Okay, right now is not the time to trust that shit, because they're using your energy as well to try to pour in some sort of goblet. I'm saying like the Ace of Cups, but it's not for us, it's for the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's how that energy source gets through. Maybe that's how they I'm hearing refill something. I don't know, it's like gas for these, like, I don't know, I'll have to look into it, but that's what I'm hearing. Okay, anyways, this magician has been doing this for a while, and now they're using the metro, the subways, to fuel the ley lines, because a lot of these subways are set up right on top of these ley lines. Okay, so the metro is what I'm hearing. The subway, when people been getting stabbed up and people been acting crazy and all that stuff, and you always meet the craziest people on the train, it's because there are souls wandering around, and people are being attached to these souls, or these souls are being attached to people, and that's why so much mayhem and shit going on. And that's another reason why they let that unknown ass gas loose down in the subways in New York and shit. When was that? I can't remember exactly when that was. It was right around COVID time, and they said they released some shit in the subway and they ain't say nothing else about it. Well, I'm hearing that was an ectoplasmic mist. They didn't have dead people walking around here for a couple of years. Okay, these dead souls, they're releasing them onto Earth. And then I heard Little Nicky, you know the movie Little Nicky, and then something about hell being on Earth. Okay, so I guess they're trying to, yeah, break the veil to hell and let everything loose, and that's what they want to do by bringing Omun Ra out of this fucking reflective pool in front of the Washington Monument in D.C. All right, so let's see. Um, keep eyes on what's going on as well as I. Okay, I'm gonna keep eyes on these storms, keep eyes on these other predictions that I have given to y'all, because I want to see it too. I'm here witnessing just like y'all. All right, so I thank you once again for tuning in, and we're gonna get into some more the next time. In between time, in the meantime, come listen to the other readings. Okay, yeah, we talk about stuff on a cosmic level when we get into our conspiracy readings and such, but we also talk about everyday, ways that this stuff affects you as well. So if you have not been listening to the other readings, come check them out. You'll hear about the DNA I speak about. You'll hear about all kind of stuff. All right, we like to get into it over here. Okay, so after this, so don't just stop here. Okay, meet me in the next one.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.